Well, hello. Today is Monday, February 8th, and we do have a birthday today. Today is Deborah Whiting's birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Deborah. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Well, I hope you have a great birthday, Deborah. It is so cold today. I'm like, ooh, it's really cold outside. But anyway, I got a lot accomplished today. Jim and I bought a truck in July of 2020, and I'm still trying to get the title up to the truck. I realize that there's going to be a lien on it because obviously we have truck payments, but for some reason they thought it was a lease, and so when you have a lease, the title goes to the actual, because we bought it from a Ford, so it went to the Ford Motor Company, and I've been working with the salesperson that sold me the car, plus the head of the title department at the dealership, and then also dealing with Ford Credit in itself. And we've been going back and forth, and they said that they were supposedly going to mail it out to me in November, and then they didn't. And then they were going to mail it to me like in January, and they didn't. So I got a hold of them again today and was very persistent, firm but persistent, and so they're going to FedEx me it. So, but they said they're going to FedEx it 2 days, so I should get it by Thursday because they'll send it out tomorrow. I didn't get a hold of them until almost 5 o'clock. And so then that was promising for me that I finally got through to them to get that. And we'll see if I actually get the title. And then also Jim's doctor called. Jim had to go for a lung scan. I told you he was like a heavy smoker. And so the doctor called at 7:45, and she says, I can just leave the message with you. And I go, no, Jim's right here. Let me get him for you. Woke him up. I'm awake, you're awake. So his lung scan came back perfect, so that was good. Well, not perfect, but it came back good. I should put it that way. It came back good, no problems. And then for some reason we weren't getting his prep for the colonoscopy that he's supposed to have on Thursday. He had to go for a COVID test today. And they said if it was negative, they're not going to call him. So we're hoping for no call. And so he's supposed to go on Thursday, but they never sent the prescription over for the prep. So I got a hold of the nursing staff, and I guess my insurance doesn't cover it, and I guess it's quite expensive. And I have really good insurance, so I was surprised that the insurance didn't cover it. So they gave me an alternative thing so Jim and I are going to go pick that up tomorrow. But other than that, I woke up in a really good mood today. I have a really good frame of mind. I told you last week that I switched to the green plan. So far I'm liking it. It's a little bit more work, but I think I needed that. And I am still going to count calories along with the points, but I'm basing my diet on how many points I get. I get 30 points with the green plan. So I'm trying to work around the 30 points and then just kind of figure out how many calories are coming with it. Someone misunderstood me the other day and thought I was eating 800 calories. That one particular day I had 800 calories, and I was fine with it that one day because the day before I had eaten so many calories that I really wasn't hungry the next day because I was like overfed the day before. And so it was just that one day. My plan is to follow the green plan, to be within my 30 points that I get with the green plan, and then to base my calories between 12 and 1,500, because people don't really realize it, but you have to eat to lose weight. You can't lose weight by starving yourself, because your body goes down to a starvation mode and it just stops working properly and thinks that you're starving, and so it like conserves energy and conserves calories, and it's not really burning any calories because it's trying to, keep you alive. So that's not my plan to eat 800 calories. I could never. No, you've seen my portion sizes. You know, I am not going to survive on an 800 calorie a day diet. That is just not going to happen. But, like I've done a lot of soul searching in that, and, I've been failing a lot lately. I know that. But I pride myself in that I'm not a quitter, because I just think that as long as you're still trying, you're successful. You really are. You may hit some bumps along the road, and, it might set you back a little bit, but I think that everybody's going to fail at something. Nobody's going to know everything the first time you try to do it. If you do, you're like a genius, I think. But you learn from your mistakes, you learn your triggers, you learn what you're doing wrong, you learn all that along the way. So I went back into my journal again, and like I said, I was thinking that, I really don't think of myself as a failure, just as a disappointment to myself sometimes. And I don't mean that in a negative sense. Like I don't spend my whole life being disappointed in myself. But, like you can make some poor choices along the way and be disappointed in your choices that you made. And that's where I mean when I say I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in some of the choices that I made. But I'm not going to beat myself up over it. I just not. I'm just learning from my mistakes. But this said, the one way to keep momentum going is to have constant greater goals. Okay, my one goal is to the 100 pounds. And to me, that must be my greater goal because I haven't hit it yet. So I am going to keep doing that. So it tells me that I should reflect and refresh. So I'm reflecting on what I did wrong in December. And I started eating out again. I started eating Christmas cookies. I started not tracking all my foods. I started not giving a crap about what I was eating and just went and ate. I let myself get into a funk. And so I'm refreshing myself. And, like I said the other day, it's like sometimes you have to reboot your computers. I'm rebooting my body. And it seems to be working so far. And so that I told myself I want to reflect where you are in order to get where you want to be. Well, right now I'm sitting at 215 on Saturday. I got to get to 204.2. I have to do that for myself. It's just for my own sense of accomplishment. I really want to get into Wonderland, but I think just that hitting the 100 pounds is my first goal that I want to hit, and I just feel like it's not that hard. It's not going to be that hard. I think I can do it. I don't think I can do it. I know I can do it. Like I told you, some things you just know. I just know. So if you have a self-reflection, it creates a better sense of who you are, who you want to be, and how you want to be to get there. I want to be a little bit more diligent on this plan. I want to be a little bit more, that's why I switched to the green plan, so that I have to be a little bit more conscious of my 0-point foods for one thing. I've noticed that a lot of the 0-point foods are the same on the green plan and the blue plan. The difference being the eggs, which they're 2 points each, whereas before they were 0. I might have had too many eggs. I'm just saying as far as calorie-wise. But as far as most of the other foods, it seems to be the same. I'll share my dinner, my meals today, and although I was 2 points over, I still was in my range of my calories. And so it's making me a little bit more aware when I have to really look things up now. Because I really have, and like I said, I look them up, and for the most part, they're pretty close to what the other points were for the blue plan. But it's making me work a little bit harder. And I like that. Things that I've told myself I need to do is I need to journal my thoughts, my activities, my goals, and my success planner. Well, I journal every day anyhow. We're reading from a journal that I wrote probably last year. Yep, to refresh for 2020. So I probably wrote this last January. I don't date my journals, which I probably should. I just write in them. I just get like on a roll and I write, and I don't usually put a date. I know what my books are from what years because I finish a book through the year. But I should probably start putting dates. Not that it's going to matter because it's, whatever. If you journal, you put your thoughts, activities, and your success in your success planner, which I did. Your action plan is, what did I do well? What can I do to improve on it? And what should I do to start doing or being better at it? And what should I stop or do less of? Okay. What I do well is never quit. I do that well. I stay focused on my plan. I haven't put all my weight back on. So 4 years going, this is the longest stretch I've ever had on a diet, because this is a diet, and kept the weight off. That is an accomplishment in itself for me, because at 70 years old, I've been on many, many diets. More diets than I even want to put up. I can't even count how many diets I've been on. But on every single diet, other than this one, I put all my weight back on. And then for a bonus, put on a couple extra 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 pounds. So I'm not going to do that again. I'm just not. So that's what I do well, is I stay proud of my accomplishments and never give up. What can I do to improve on it? stop having my trigger foods around me. I told you that I was really proud of myself that I didn't go to the bakery when I was so close to it, when I had to go bring my brother-in-law for his post-surgical visits. I was within 5 minutes of my favorite bakery and never went to it. So I'm really proud of that. I think I can improve on the fact that as much as I would like to, well, how can I improve on that? I guess I can't. The thing that I can improve on is just don't have my trigger foods around, and that's in a nutshell. Just don't have them there, Sandy. What should I do? What should I start or do more of? I should start doing more exercises. I really should. I did chair exercises with Susie Buey today. I watched her video from yesterday, and she was doing some chair exercises, and I did those. And I feel pretty good. I mean, I was a little sore when I got done. You know, you wouldn't think just sitting in a chair, but, you know, you do get a little bit of a workout with it. And I need to exercise more until I can get back out walking. Now, my son called me yesterday, and he was talking because he went for a 3-mile walk. And he says, do you still walk? And I go, no. And he says, good. And I go, why? He says, because I was out walking Evan, which is his dog. He says, I was out walking Evan, and I almost fell 3 times because I was walking on snow, not realizing that it was a thin sheet of ice underneath. And he says, and I think it's just because I'm younger and I have a little bit better balance, I was able to catch myself before I actually fell. So he says, I don't think that you could do that. You know what? He's right. I would fall. And so that's why I don't walk. But I'm really looking forward to when I can get back out there walking. I really am. And what should I stop or do less of? I should stop snacking so much, which I'm doing pretty well at. I don't snack during Lent, which is next week, which is going to start. I did tell you I'm going to plan one snack, just because I don't want my blood sugar to go too low or anything like that. But many a times I'd walk by the pretzel. I have a jar of pretzel rods, and I would just grab a pretzel rod. And I think it's 1 point. I don't have to really track it. But you know, how many times did I go by and grab one pretzel rod? Or if I opened up the nut jar and just took like maybe 4 or 5 almonds. You know, it added up at the end of the day. Always remember to celebrate your NSVs, which are non-scale victories. I think just passing up going to the bakery was a non-scale victory for me, because any other it's not a close bakery. It's like I have to get in my car and deliberately drive there 25 minutes to get there. And the fact that I was less than 5 minutes away and that I didn't go, non-scale victory. Pat yourself on the back. I'm very proud of how far I've come. I was farther, 95.2 pounds at one point, but I think I'm at 87 or 88 pounds right now. I'm really proud of that fact, and I've kept it off. I'm even prouder of that. I mean, I know I put like 7 or 8 pounds. I put 9 pounds on in December, but I still kept a good portion of my weight off, and I'm really proud of that. And I need to look at how far I've come. I have come quite a long way. Almost 90 pounds. It's nothing to shake a stick at. And I'm really proud of that fact. And I know that sounds like I'm bragging, but you know what? I don't care. I'm bragging. I lost almost 90 pounds. And I've kept it off. So I'm really proud of that fact too. Successes can be motivating and inspire you to keep going. We all know that. When you see a good number on the scale, you think, oh my gosh. But see, I have the negative attitude. Like when I see a really good loss on the scale, I always think, and I always do, and I don't know why I do, because it's like a defeatist attitude that I have, which I'm trying to correct. But I'll get on the scale and let's say I lost 3 pounds, and I'll go, wow, I lost 3 pounds. Well, you know what that means? Next week I'm not going to have a loss. And so I have that mentality in my mind that, you know, next week I'm not going to have a loss, and so I really don't give it the whole 100% the college try, as they say, to do better for the next week so I can have another great loss. When I look at my tracker and see when I first started, granted, I had more weight to lose, and so it was easier to lose a lot of weight fast, because it was, you know, the first couple weeks are always just like a lot of fluid weight. And then after that, it's just because you're cutting back on your calories so far. I'm pretty close to what my calorie intake should be per day for me to maintain. So it is going to be a little bit harder, but I have to remember that I'm still very successful in what I'm doing. And remember, the changes you made along your journey, whether big or small, make a big impact. I've told you that when I figure out my bills for the month, I know I have my different checks coming in at different times of the month, so I have to pay different bills at different times of the month. I've told you this before, and I'll tell you this well into the future. This is just who I am. I am terrible with money, and I'm sorry, Gina Pearson. I know that makes you sad, but I just am really bad with money, but I am able to pay my bills. But I always, when I was younger, I had to rob Peter to pay Paul, and I'd always reward myself for actually balancing a budget for the month by having some fattening kind of food. Now it's just so psychologically ingrained in me that when I figure out my budget for the month, that I know that I have to reward myself when I'm done. But what I've done now, which I'm really proud of, is I get a healthy snack ready before I even sit down to start doing my budget, and I snack on that. And so I'm really proud of that. That to me is a big impact on my whole psyche of everything. And then I just have to remember that I can do it. I can do it, and I will do it. And I did write this: if you focus on results, you will never change. Focus on change, and you will see results. I have to change things up a little bit, and that's why I have decided to be on the green plan, at least for another week or two. I might even stand it for all of Lent. I haven't decided yet. But I'm focusing on the good. I'm focusing on how well I'm doing, how much better I'm going to do, and just getting ready to celebrate my 100 pounds by Easter. So, like I said, I'm on the green plan. I get 30 points. I actually ended up with 32 points today. And a lot of times I've noticed when I edit my videos, I might tell you my calories, but I count them as points. I'm just so used to points and calories that sometimes I mess up. But I had a cup of berries for 84 calories and 0 points. I had one hard-boiled egg for 72 calories for 2 points. I had a holy guacamole for 50 calories, but I cut it in half. I only ate half of it, and that was 3 points. I counted the whole container as 3 points because I had the other half at lunch, but I didn't count it at lunch. And then I had one slice of Ezekiel toast for 80 calories, and that was 2 points. And so my breakfast was 7 points, and it was 286 calories. And then for my lunch, I had 4 slices of center-cut bacon for 125 calories. I had the other half of the holy guacamole, which I counted for 50 calories. I had one more slice of Ezekiel toast for 80 calories, and I had another hard-boiled egg for 72 calories. So my lunch came to another 7 points. My dinner was a lot of points. I had a pork chop that weighed out at 5 ounces cooked, but it was 2 pork chops, 12 ounces together, but I picked the smaller pork chop and it was 5 ounces cooked. I counted it as 7 points because it said it was like 6, it was a little bit closer to the next, it was like right in the middle of almost 7 ounces, or 6 ounces, and so I counted it as a 7-point pork chop for 285 calories. I did have a sweet potato, which was delicious. I don't know why I haven't had them in a long time because I do love them. And I don't put anything on it. I just eat it like that. That's one of the reasons when I did go to Texas Roadhouse, I never got the sweet potatoes because they always put brown sugar on it. Now, I love brown sugar, and I love sugar on things, but I really can't say that. I don't put sugar on my cereal or anything like that, but I love brown sugar. But, and I know I probably could have ordered just the sweet potato without the brown sugar on it, but I think they cook it in there. So I've never had the sweet potato, but at the Texas Roadhouse. But so I had a sweet potato for 105 calories. I steamed some broccoli for 27 calories. And then I used that queso cheese dip. It's 2 points for 2 tablespoons. I put that over the top of the broccoli. And then I had 1 glass of my Simply Lemonade for 25 calories. I did have a slice of regular bread for 120 calories, but just the bread, nothing on it. And I had a sugar-free pudding for 60 calories. So my total dinner came to 18 points and was 662 calories, which I've noticed as I'm talking to you now that I had a lot of bread today. Carbs and I don't usually get along, but I just was in a carb mood, I guess. Every once in a while you get in those moods. So I ended up with 32 points, which is 2 points over, and 1,275 calories, which is like right where I wanted to be, between 12 and 1,500. So I was fine with that. But like I said, I'm trying to see some results. I'm trying to change things up a little bit, and hopefully it'll work. So if you're new to my channel, please subscribe, leave a comment, hit that like button, and share if you think somebody might like to see it. As always, stay safe, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow.